All right, y'all ready for number one? The number one best bar, best diss in the entire Kendrick Drake beef. All right, so today we're ranking the best bars in the Kendrick versus Drake beef. The best rapping in general during this beef occurred mainly on three songs. One being Family Matters by Drake, the other being 616 in LA by Kendrick, and the last being Euphoria by Kendrick. So starting out, I have to shout out this circadian rhythms of a shooting star bar from 616 in LA.
I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star, the mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give you art.
I've never heard a rapper even use these words in this pattern. I know this type of power is gonna cost, but I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star, the mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal and give you art.
But the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart.
But the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart. Now, this is chef's kiss. This is supreme lyricism. I mean, this is wordy, like diction, vocabulary. This is everything, rhyming, everything. So this is actually one of my favorite bars in this entire beef. One of my favorite Kendrick bars ever, actually. But the reason I put it at number 5 is because it's not really dissing. Like, obviously, there's the bar about, yo, I'm picking his carcass apart, da-da-da-da-da. But, and I feel this way about the whole 616 in LA song. It's not really a diss track in the same way that the other songs that were released during this beef are dissing. 616 in LA is kind of more the setup. It's more of a contextual play. Oh, I just dropped Euphoria on you. Now I just went back to back on you with 616 in LA. Now the pressure is on you, which is a good move in the midst of it all, right? And it's a little more cryptic. You got the Maybach gloves here. I am a one-man show. I record, edit the video myself, create the thumbnail, everything. So hitting like and subscribe does help a bunch. Thanks so much. Back to the video. Which was a part, you know, of the whole Meet the Grams rollout. You can see that Meet the Grams t-shirt. So it was a more contextual play. There are some shots that are thrown on this song. Oh, you my little homie, you playing dirty with propaganda. Zach Bia, you got Twitter bots. He's accusing Drake of having bots. But it's not like a vicious diss in the same manner as the others. So that's why I put it at number 5. So number 4, the number 4 best diss in the Kendrick versus Drake beef. I gotta go same song, 616 in LA, but I gotta go the very last bar.
Look around on who's around you. Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
The forced opinions is not convincing. Y'all need a new route. It's time that you look around on who's around you. Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do. So this is in the midst of the whole Prince and Michael Jackson scheme that Kendrick and Drake had going back and forth. This was literally the best part of the beef to me. I don't really care about who's using bots. I don't really care about what Drake is doing in his personal life. Like, I don't really care about these guys outside of music like that. Like, I'm not curious to meet them. I don't want to interview them. Like, I'm not curious about them as people at all. I'm just a supporter of the art. So this Mike and Prince scheme that Kendrick were doing back and forth, this is right up my alley. This is lyricism, Prince being the creative genius, Michael Jackson being the commercial success. This is how they're looking at it. And in the whole context of 616 in LA, this is basically, again, like I said earlier, a context play. Kendrick is trying to establish some sort of paranoia in Drake throughout this whole song. Yo, Drake, there's people on your team, they leaking information. Some of them might be working for me. Yo, y'all is compromised. Look at academics. Like, he's trying to create a sense of paranoia on that side in the opposition. And he caps it off with a Michael Jackson reference. So he's staying to the same back and forth that they've been having, but he uses the song, You're Not Alone.
Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
I don't think it's the best Michael Jackson Prince scheme in this beef though. You'll see what ends up being the best one. But this is good enough to be number 4. This is a great bar. And speaking of Drake, here's his first entry on my top 5. I got him at number 3. Best bars in the Kendrick versus Drake beef. I gotta go with Push Ups. I like this song. I've always liked this song. When this song first came out, I liked it. The first direct diss from either Kendrick or Drake, it was this song right here, Push Ups. And Drake has a bar on here where he says,
I be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Top say, drop your little midget ass, better fucking.
I be with some bodyguards like Whitney. In the context of what would come out in this beef, this bar is insane. So now we know that Drake will take the angle that Kendrick Lamar is abusing Whitney. Kendrick Lamar's girl, her name is Whitney. But we didn't know that back then. We didn't know what approach Drake was going to take. So when he drops this bar, I'll be with some bodyguards like Whitney.
I be with some bodyguards like Whitney.
And this is a play on the movie Bodyguard, which featured Whitney Houston. This is a crazy good bar. It's a double entendre, number one, because it's insinuating that Kendrick Lamar's girl, Whitney, needs bodyguards because of the domestic violence, right? And then it's also playing on the movie Bodyguard featuring Whitney Houston. This is a double entendre. And this is a hard bar, and it hits even harder when you realize the angle that Drake would take later in the beef on the song Family Matters, when he would actually upfront accuse Kendrick Lamar of domestic violence. I'll be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Whether you like Drake or not, this is a hell of a punchline. Look, y'all know me on this channel. I'm not gonna listen to some music that's bumping and then just pretend like it's not bumping. If it's fire, I'm gonna say it's fire. It don't matter who the artist is. And this is a fire bar right here. I'll be with some bodyguards like Whitney. All right, so number 2, best bar, best diss in the Kendrick versus Drake beef. We're going to the song Euphoria. And I think this is a lot of people's favorite song in this entire beef. If Euphoria was your favorite song between Drake and Kendrick, post it in the comments. I find that this is a lot of people's favorite song. The part of this verse that I want to highlight is right here. It's towards the end of the song. It's verse 3. And this would have been number 1. This would have been number 1 best bar, best rap, best diss in the entire Kendrick versus Drake beef. But Kendrick fumbles it a little bit, and I'll explain.
My battling ghost or AI, nigga feeling like Joe Hill Austin.
Am I battling ghosts or AI? I'm feeling like Joe Hill Austin.
Feeling like Joe Hill Austin. Funny, he was in a film called AI, and my sixth sense telling me to off him.
He was in a film called AI, and my sixth sense telling me to off him. This right here is what I'm talking about. This is my number 2. Best bars in the Kendrick versus Drake beef. Because he's asking him, yo, Drake, am I battling ghosts, like ghost riders? He already mentioned the ghost riders up here. It's 1v20. Battling your ghosts? Or am I battling AI? Now, if y'all don't understand the AI reference, it's because when push-ups initially leaked, people thought it was AI. It was the Get Money beat. Like, we weren't sure. It was almost unbelievable that Drake would jump out the window and do a direct diss track to Kendrick when they had just been subliminally dissing each other all these years, taking little pop shots. The idea that just one random day in the spring that Drake would just go all out was a little unbelievable, right? And the word at the time was like, yo, that song don't even sound right. The original leak of Push-Ups, it wasn't even mixed that well. It sounded unfinished. So people were like, bro, this is AI. This is artificial intelligence. That's why Kendrick is like, yo, am I battling ghost or AI? This is where Kendrick fumbles. And I'm so angry at this, not angry, but I'm a little disappointed at this fumble. He says, I'm feeling like Joe Hill Austin, who is a preacher, right? Then he says, funny, because he was in a film called AI and my sixth sense telling me to off him. This is just factually incorrect. I'm sorry to everyone out there who will make up excuses for this. It's just not correct. You love Kendrick. I love Kendrick's music. Yo, I spent so much money with Kendrick over the years. I bought every single one of his albums day one, except Mr. Morale. What, didn't really care for that album. Seen him on tour many times, seen him in shows many times. But yo, let's call a spade a spade. Kendrick Lamar is referencing an actor named Haley Joel Osment. Haley Joel Osment was in a film called AI. And Haley Joel Osment was in the film Sixth Sense, which is referenced right here. Not Joe Hill Austin. Joe Hill Austin is a preacher. He was not in a film called AI. And trust me, man, I've heard every single debate about this line. Some people will say, no, Kendrick didn't mess up. He said Joe Hale Austin. He was combining the two names. Like it doesn't even make sense for Kendrick to even mention the preacher Joel Austin, nor does it make sense to rearrange Haley Joel Osment's name. There's just no explanation. He messed up on a name. He should have said Haley Joel Osment. Trust me, I've literally debated every single Kendrick stan on this point. I've heard every single debate tactic, every single debate point. It just is what it is. And it's frustrating because Kendrick could have still salvaged this bar if he would have just twisted the actor's name, Haley Joel Osment. If he would have just twisted it and said, yo, I'm feeling like Joel Osment. Like you can say that. We know who you're referencing. Then your reference is right on point. To those who are going to say, oh, he combined the preacher's name and the actor's name, it doesn't even make sense. It's a fumbled bar, but it's still a great bar. That's why it's my number 2. This bar is about Haley Joel Osment. That's where the fumble is. Without this fumble, this would be the best scheme in the entire beef. Because in the movie Sixth Sense, it's a movie about paranormal activity, ghosts. It links back to the ghostwriters that he mentions. Am I battling ghosts or AI? I'm feeling like Haley Joel Osment. He was in a film called AI, and he was in a film called Sixth Sense. My Sixth Sense telling me to offer. I love the attempt. Even though he fumbled, the bars was still so fire, the vision was so fire. We got to put it number 2. If Kendrick would have actually executed that, that would have been number 1. And I know what some people in the comments are going to say, well, no, he didn't make a mistake because I've called this out before. I've heard every single argument. You're not going to present to me an argument that makes sense, right? That I haven't heard already. Well, Joel Osteen, he was accused of having his sermons written by AI and yeah, it doesn't make sense. All right, y'all ready for number 1? The number 1 best bar, best diss in the entire Kendrick Drake beef. What y'all think is gonna be? If you've watched my videos before, you already know what I'm gonna say. What y'all think it's gonna be? Post it in the comments. We'll give y'all a couple seconds. What y'all think number 1 gonna be? We'll give you a couple seconds. Hit the comments, hit the like button too. Hey, y'all ready? The number 1 best bar, best scheme, best diss in this entire Kendrick and Drake beef was on the song Family Matters. There's no fucking way, whether you love Drake or hate him, and a lot of y'all used to be Drake fans. Stop with the buffoonery. A lot of y'all used to love Drake. Raise your hand if you used to love Drake's music at one point in time. That was never me. If you know my history, ain't no mystery in my history. But that was a lot of y'all. So I don't want to hear shit, right? I love y'all, but I don't want to hear shit about giving this bar props. This is the best scheme, the best bars, the best diss, and the best lyricism in the entire beef.
The darkest secrets are coming to light. It's all on your face like what happened to Mike. Oh shit.
Right here, what I have highlighted. Really, we want to focus in just on this. Right? But it's set up by all of this. Drake goes,
maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike. Michael was praying his features would change so people believe that he's actually white.
So y'all remember how I mentioned the Prince and Michael Jackson scheme that Kendrick and Drake were doing? I credit Kendrick Lamar here, number 4, for his What Would Mike Do bar on 616 in LA.
Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
But this is the crown jewel of that whole Prince and Michael Jackson reference.
Top will make you do features for change. Get on pop records and rap for the whites and wait.
Hopefully they keep this going. Even if they stop taking direct disses at each other, making all these accusations, hopefully they keep vying for position. Who's Prince and who's Mike?
And wait, you say your brother Jermaine, but you want him to stay out of the light.
Drake goes, yo, your darkest secrets are coming to light. It's all on your face like what happened to Mike. So we know that Michael Jackson's skin color went from dark to light. Your darkest secrets coming to light. That's bars. It's all on your face like what happened to Mike. But this is where it just gets nasty.
Maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike. Michael was praying his features would change so people believe that he's actually white.
Oh shit, it's all making sense. Maybe I'm Prince and you're actually Mike. Like maybe I got this all confused. Maybe I'm not the actual huge hit maker, the global superstar like Mike. Maybe I'm Prince and you're actually Mike. Because Michael was praying his features would change so people believe that he's actually white. Now, when I first heard this bar, I have the same critique that I have of it now. It just seems like this is a stray shot at Michael Jackson. How did Michael Jackson catch a stray right here? Did Michael Jackson pray his features would change so people believe that he's white? We know he had a skin condition, right? That changed his skin color. I mean, that's the word on the streets, right? But then Michael Jackson, he also had some surgery and other things, right? Allegedly. So this is what Drake's referencing. It just seems like a stray bullet at Michael Jackson for me. But nonetheless, Top will make you do features for change. Pennies. Get on pop records and rap for the whites. So Drake is trying to shift this whole narrative. People calling him white boy, suburban kid, Canadian kid. He tries to flip it on Kendrick. Like, yo, you was doing stuff for pennies, getting extorted by your label head, getting on these pop records for the white kids. So the whole features would change. You do features for change. That's sick.
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga.
That's sick.
You know nothing
That's,
about that.
That's clever. That's wordplay. That's well thought out.
And wait, you say your brother Jermaine, but you wanted him to stay out of the light.
You said your brother Jermaine, but you wanted him to stay out of the light. This is nasty. You said your brother Jermaine. He's referencing J. Cole. J. Cole's name is Jermaine Cole. But wait, they're in a Prince and Michael Jackson scheme. Michael Jackson's brother name is Jermaine Jackson. So this is a double entendre. Drake has already established that he's Prince and Kendrick is Mike. So he's talking to Kendrick like Kendrick is Mike. Yo, didn't you say your brother was Jermaine, but you wanted him to stay out of the light? Like you say J. Cole was your boy, but you didn't want him to get none of this shine that we're getting from this beef. We both got top 10 records for this beef. We're both at our peaks in popularity because of this beef. You said that was your bro, but you told him to stay out of it behind the scenes. You told him to stay out of the light. And then it's set up by this scheme up here. Yo, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get you like to put gin in your juice. So he references Kendrick's song, Blacker the Berry. We get it. We understand like what you're trying to push. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. Drake basically saying like, yeah, bro, we get you're from the West Coast. We get it. We got it. I mean, he says it. We get it. We got it up here. Thank you. We don't need you to confirm it. We got it. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. We get that you think that you Bishop and Juice. Who played Bishop in the movie Juice? Tupac. Nigga, we get that you think you're Tupac, bro. You got Tupac on your albums. We get it. You do it all for Tupac. So really, Drake is mocking him right here. But this is bars, bro.
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
When you put your hands on your girl as a self-defense because she bigger than you, that's hilarious. Domestic violence is not hilarious. Neither are false accusations. But the bar is hilarious. Whether you think it's true or not, whether you think it's low, if you can't recognize that this is bars, you might be meat riding. I mean, I've always liked that scheme, bro. So we got it right here. Best bars, Kendrick versus Drake beef. Number 5, we got, circadian rhythms of a shooting star, 616 in LA.
I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star. The mannerisms of Raphael like an hill to give you art.
Fire. Number 4, same song, 616 in LA. But the ending bar, the closing bar.
Before you figure that you're not alone, ask what Mike would do.
Number 3, first Drake appearance on this chart. I'll be with some bodyguards like Whitney.
I be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Top say drop your little midget ass, better fucking.
That's the bar that really took this from 0 to 100. Mentioning Whitney like that, and then later when we would find out that Drake's angle was a domestic violence angle that he was about to take, and needing bodyguards, the Whitney Houston double entendre within this is bars. Number 2, Euphoria, the Haley Joel Osment scheme.
Nigga feeling like Joel Austin. Funny he was in a film called AI, and my 6'6" telling me to off him.
Because I love that part of the verse. I still sing that part of the verse as if Kendrick didn't even mess up. I'm like, oh yeah, Joel Austin. Yeah, he was in a film called AI. Yeah, he was. He wasn't. And then number 1, maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike.
Oh shit, it's all making sense. Maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike.
Michael was praying his features would change, so people, that's crazy. All family matters. I say this all the time. We call this like the greatest hip hop beef of all time, best hip hop beef of all time. We call it that because it was a good back and forth. We already mentioned the Prince and Michael Jackson references. Each rapper, I think they put their best foot forward. And that's why we think it's one of the best, right? If we're watching a boxing match and one boxer just gets completely mopped up, doesn't land a single punch, no one is going to call that the best or the most exciting boxing match. The best and most exciting are when the two guys are evenly matched, they're trading punches, and it's interesting till the end, which this was, right? And shout out to Not Like Us. Not Like Us was the knockout punch, but it's got some good bars on there. Certified Lover Boy, certified. You know what I mean? It's got some bars on there, but it ain't lyrical like these songs, like 616 in LA, like Family Matters. It ain't lyrical like that. So yeah, anyway, I'm sure I pissed a couple of people off. I'm never going to get full love from the Kendrick side because I big Drake up when he deserves it. And I'm definitely never going to get love from the Drake side. Because Kendrick my favorite rapper, so and been that way. So anyways, let me know what y'all think. What would be your top 5? Maybe if top 5 is too much, what do you think Kendrick's best bar was? And then what do you think Drake's best? Because coming up with a top 5, that's a lot. What do you think Kendrick's best and then Drake's best? Give more than one example of each if you have it. So anyway, that's all I got for today. top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.